hired by organizations to provide retention coaching to an employee who is identified as underperforming. And what usually happens is we start to see a slow disengagement and a quiet disappearing. What I always say, it's one of my taglines in many of my brochures, which is people don't quit loudly. They often just quietly disappear and disengage. And by the time we see it or react, it's too late. So often the interventions that organizations do, because they're so busy and they're caught up in so many different things, is the timing of the intervention comes too late, and the intervention itself is done incorrectly. Let's say, for example, however, you do see the signs early and begin to reach out to the employee and say, "Hey, are you okay? You don't seem like yourself." A range of different ways in which you could approach an employee. Oftentimes, depending on the work culture, they may not say anything. So why do people underperform? There's probably a whole bunch of reasons. The ones that I typically see in my work are the big one is personal life seeps in to their work life. So whether it's a divorce or it's a trouble in the relationship, trouble with children, in my specialty, substance use disorders or mental health struggles, those two very difficult to share with your employer. So much stigma and fear is still wrapped around those issues that they're very difficult to break through and get people to open up and be transparent about it. Maybe it's a promotion and there's a misalignment of role. Maybe there's lack of clarity about where they are. Maybe it's a stage of life problem. But for whatever reason, there's something going on. You know there's something going on.